Good afternoon, Sarah over here and Kate. My name is Alex, and I have been asked to be your mediator today and assist you in reaching an agreement. I would like to commend you both for being here today and trying to reach your own agreement on this matter. By doing so, you make it clear that you want to take responsibility for your own actions. I, as the mediator, am here to help you to an agreement. I am not going to dictate the outcome of this meeting, but I am here to help guide you. I will help you identify the problems that you want to talk about, help clarify needs that must be met, assist you in developing a problem-solving process, and keep you focused and on the right track. It is important for me to tell you that I am not biased in any way towards either party, and this negotiation will be kept completely confidential. I ask that if you want to discuss with, I ask you that if I want to discuss this matter with a colleague, I request that you give me that grant. This will allow me to better assist you in reaching an agreement, and I will keep your names confidential as well. My relationship with each of you has consisted with pre-conference meetings, and if you feel at any time that I am acting one-sided in any way, please bring that to my attention. And if at any time you feel that I am not able to assist you, you may cease negotiations. I would like to briefly describe the process that I propose you follow in this meeting. All parties have a significant amount of information about this situation, and although I have met with you prior to this meeting, I do not have all the details. I suggest we begin today by each of you telling us about the situation and what has led us to this negotiation. This will educate all of us about the issues you want to discuss and the interests that are important to you. Each of you will have 10 minutes maximum to present your view of the situation, and I ask that the other party does not interrupt. If you have a question, please hold off until the end. During your presentations, I may ask some clarifying questions so I can get a better understanding of how you view this situation. I encourage you to take notes with a pen and paper that I provided. I also ask permission to take notes for myself as it will help me to better understand the situation. All of my notes will be kept confidential and for my benefit to assist me in keeping track of the issues you agree upon. I understand that there may be times during this negotiation that you need to take time away from this meeting to gather emotions or thoughts with yourself or with your party. I want to let you know that these breaks are not uncommon, as it gives you time to refocus your thoughts, statements, and goals. I predict that this negotiation will take no longer than 1 hour and 30 minutes. However, if at 1 hour and 30 minutes we have not reached a resolution, we will go home and meet again at a later date that we will discuss. I would like to take this time to try and answer any questions before we get started. Questions? If you have no more questions, I think we are ready to move on and discuss these issues. It is my understanding that you are here voluntarily and in good faith. We will try to reach an agreement, and it is my hope that this will improve your future relationship. Let's get started. Does anybody want to go first?
No, I don't want to.
Sarah, why don't we start with your opening statement?
Okay. I feel that it's unfair when I have to drive the car that I always have to put gas in it. I usually put more gas in the car than it would take to get me to go where I need to go, but then the next time I drive it, all the gas is gone again. We also fight almost every weekend on who gets the car, and I think that I should get the car because I'm older. I want there to be gas put back in the car and at least filled up to where I left it so that I don't have to waste more of my time at the gas station every time I need to go somewhere.
Okay, so just to clarify, some of the issues that you are having, Sarah, is the issue with the gas. That you feel that whenever you drive the car, you have to put gas. You have to put gas in it, and then next time you drive it, you have to do it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm basically giving her money to drive places. I don't think that's fair.
Okay. And also that you think that you should have the car on the weekends?
Yeah.
Because. Okay. Do you have any questions? Clarifying questions, Kate? Okay, why don't we go ahead with your opening statement?
I feel that it's unfair that Sarah thinks she should get the car more often because she's older. It is also really annoying that she always leaves the car a mess after she uses it so that I have to clean it. I want the car cleaned out every time Sarah uses it so I don't have to waste my time cleaning it out because I keep it clean and it's not my mess. Also, I want the car on the weekend so I can go out with friends, and I'm sick of fighting about it every weekend.
Okay, so just to clarify, you are also having issues with the gas, and you want the car on the weekends, and also that Sarah leaves the car messy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk about the issue with the gas here first. Sarah, what do you think something that Kate could do that would maybe help this situation?
Pay for her own gas.
Okay. And Kate, how do you feel about this?
I think I do
About the
pay for my
situation.
own gas when I drive it.
Okay, but how are you guys gonna go upon that?
Well, I think that whenever she takes the car, she should have to fill it back up to where it was when she got in. There has to be kind of like a middle ground to where the gas tank was and who's going to fill it up when and how much is going in there.
Log miles.
That's possible. Okay, how would you go about doing that, like every time you drive, or how would you know that she is
Well,
going to be
there's
doing
this
that?
nifty little thing in the car that tells you how many miles you've driven when you get in the car. So you just reset it every time you get in the car, and depending on how many miles you drove is how many gallons you put in the car.
Okay.
Okay, so how would you guys determine how many miles equals how much gas? Let's say.
Depends on how much the car manual says. Is
You'd have
equal
to
to
go
1
by
gallon.
You'd have to go by miles per gallon. I think it'd be a lot easier if she gets in the car and there's a half a tank and she drives and she puts it back up to where there's a half a tank of gas.
But then what if I put too much gas in and there's more than half a tank?
Then that's your fault. Sounds like your own problem, not mine.
Any response, Kate?
Nope. I think she's wrong.
I'm not.
That's great.
Okay, I'm gonna take this time to let's just stay on track. So far we've had a few options that could possibly be resolutions. We can log you guys can log the miles and put in gas according to how many miles you drove, or you could just keep it at a half a tank, and then before you get home, when you're done driving the car, fill it up to a half a tank again.
Yes.
Okay. What would be your guys' ideal situation? Resolution.
Yes,
I think logging the miles.
why do you think that logging the miles is better?
Why do you think putting gas into it?
I just think it's
What
easier.
if but what if I put too much in? Why is that fair if I put 3/4 of a tank in instead of half a tank in? Because I don't know how much, because gas prices change so often.
Well, then that's something, I hope that every time you fill up the gas tank, you don't screw up that bad. You just put it back to a half a tank and move on.
Well, what happens if that doesn't work? Logging the miles is always going to be right. You're always going to go a certain miles.
Unless you get better gas mileage somewhere.
Like,
Than the highway versus,
well, yeah, I was obviously going to the highway, so I'm obviously going to use.
what?
If I'm going on the highway, I'm going to use the same amount of gas. If I
It
were to
doesn't
go on the
matter to
highway,
me.
or if you were going down the highway.
She can have her way.
Okay, so Kate, you would rather see a system that logs the miles,
Yep.
just to.
So you can be responsible for logging miles then?
I'll log mine, you log yours. I'm not in the car every time you're in the car.
Well, how would you? What would stop either one of you from
Lying.
not logging some miles?
Yeah.
What if you would lie? I mean, you could lie.
I wouldn't.
We have an issue on gas and you're going to tell me you're not going to lie about.
You could lie easily.
I could, but I won't.
Same way. You could say I'm gonna lie, and I can say you're gonna lie.
Okay, so why wouldn't we go with something where it's not gonna be an issue about a lie? Just put a half a tank of gas in.
But
fill
what
it
if I
back
put
up.
too much?
Then you can drive more. I don't know what to tell you. If you put in too much, that seems like your own fault, not mine.
Actually, it's better if you just put a full tank of gas in, because
Then there's no
it
issues.
stops.
Fine. Then we can do a full tank of gas instead of a half a tank of gas.
Okay, so you guys agreed upon just filling up the tank, and then when you're done driving it, fill it back up. So
Yes.
that way it's at the same point every time.
Yes, every single time.
Okay, that's, you agree on that?
Yep.
So do you, Sarah?
Yes.
Okay, very well. Let's move on. The next issue that was common between the both of you is who gets the car on the weekends. Now, Sarah, how do you feel about what the situation is right now with the weekend?
I mean, I think that I should get to take the car when I want to, not when.
Just because she's older.
I think I should get the car first.
But it's not your car. It's not your
Part of it
decision.
What do you mean by that, Sarah?
$1,000 of that car is mine. So
So,
it's more mine than it is yours. You haven't put any money towards it.
so just to be clear, Sarah, you put money into the car
Yes.
before? Okay. And how long ago was that?
When I turned 16.
You have something to say, Kate?
That goes a whole other issue.
Well, let's hear. We gotta get this stuff out now, otherwise it'll come back later at another time.
The car has depreciated in value, so your $1,000 is no longer into the car.
My $1,000 still went there.
Sounds like a waste of $1,000 to me.
Okay, so Sarah's put money into the car, whether it's depreciated or not. And Kate, what happened?
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't put any money into it.
You haven't put in any money to it. So how did you start? How were you able to drive the car?
My parents gave me permission, and they own more than you do, so they have the right to tell me yes or no.
Okay. So
And I have the right to tell you yes or no.
No.
Because after them, I come before you.
But right now, they're my guardian. You're not my guardians. You can't tell me yes or no. If they're not here, that would be a different story, but they're here, so.
okay, so how have you guys in the past worked this out?
We don't.
So how do you decide who
I
gets the
take
car?
the car.
Or I take it. We
Whoever
just
gets
don't-
it
we-
first.
Yeah. We just,
You just take it, and
Yep.
whoever gets there first gets it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah, what would a possible solution for this be that you have?
Well, I mean, we probably would have to evaluate what we need the car for. Like, if I need the car to go to work, I should probably take priority over her just driving to a friend's house. But if there's a situation where we both need to go somewhere for something that is of equal importance, I think that we should just have to alternate. There should be, this time she gets it, and then she's responsible for dropping me off and picking me up wherever I need to go, when I need to go. If she wants responsibility of the car, and then the next time it'll be the opposite way.
Okay. Sarah or Kate, how do you? What's your take on the situation?
I don't have anything.
So Sarah, you say that you just alternate each time.
I think it depends on where you're going.
Where you're going.
And the importance.
And is this only on the weekends or is this during the week too?
all the time.
All the time. Okay.
No.
How? What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? What do I mean by what? I don't remember what I said.
You said no. So Sarah was responding.
Oh, for the weekend?
All the week,
weekends
the
over the
week,
week.
and the weekend. Why isn't that the same?
Well, depends what time. What time frame are we talking about? Because we're both in school, so
What times do you go to school during the week?
Tuesdays and Thursdays. I leave the house at 10, and I don't get home until probably around 5 o'clock.
Okay, and I go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so I get the car on Monday and Wednesday, and you can have the car on Tuesday and Thursday.
Okay.
And so you're suggesting that on Monday and Wednesday you drive. On Tuesdays and Thursdays that Kate drives you to school.
Yeah.
Or we have another car.
Another car.
We have 3 cars at this household.
There are 3 cars. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But sometimes it's not always available.
But majority of the time it is.
It is available most of the time.
Yeah. But we're not allowed to drive it unless we get permission because it's not either of our cars.
Whose car is it?
My father's.
Okay, so just to be clear, you guys agreed on being able to alternate on days which you get the car.
I think that's the easiest way.
Okay. Okay, you agree with that?
Yep.
Okay, now how, so it sounds like you guys already mentioned, like Mondays and Wednesdays, Sarah, you get the car, and Tuesdays and Thursdays you get the car. What happens on Friday? Which is that,
Well-
is that a weekend day that we're talking?
I don't go to class on Friday, and neither does she, so,
I have a job though, so
well, that would take priority over something that I needed to do, but if it's gonna take priority over something that I needed to do, like, she's gonna have to be willing to drive me places, and if she's not, then,
but I can't drive you during my job time. When I'm
but
at job
before or
with my
after you
job.
could. And if for some reason I needed the car, there's no reason your car needs to sit at your job while you're not using it.
But I'm a nanny, so
She allows you to use her car. So- It would work out.
Okay, so we're gonna say that, Sarah, you get the car on Friday?
Well, she can have the car unless there's something I have going on where I would need the car. Otherwise, then she would either have to drop me off, and if she was not able to drop me off, then I would have to drop her off at work.
Okay, so. Okay, what about the weekends? What about on Saturday, Friday night and Saturday and Sunday?
Well, I mean, neither of us have the same plans every weekend, so I feel like it would vary a lot.
Okay, what do you think, Kate?
about the weekend.
Yeah, and who gets the car during the actual weekend? When you guys don't have school,
Depends on where we're going and what we're doing.
okay, but how would you guys, let's say you both have somewhere to be, how would you guys decide that? Who gets the car?
Well,
I would get it first because I'm older.
yeah, no. It's not where I was going with that, but
What were you gonna say, Kate?
first we ask Dad if we can use his car. Mom and Dad, because there's 3, so
Okay, so that would be
Likely.
the first option.
we could use one of their cars and then we wouldn't have a problem.
Okay, and then what would happen if, for some reason, you guys can't use that third car, or the second car? How would you guys go about that?
I would still do it first because I'm older. And I put $1,000 into the car. and that's more than you can say.
But mom and dad still have priority over whether
So we
who
should let
gets
them
the car.
decide?
Yeah. And then whoever they say gets to use it, uses it, and the other person finds another way.
And then if
Or
it
it
comes up again,
alternates.
and then if it comes up again in the weekend, I guess we just alternate. We both have plans Friday night and both have plans Saturday night. If she gets it Friday night, then I get it Saturday night.
So you guys agree on also alternating who gets the car on the weekdays, or on the weekends, I mean?
Yep.
Okay, at this time, we are gonna take a caucus, so we're gonna take a short break. I'm gonna escort Kate out, and we're gonna talk for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk with Sarah for a few minutes. Kate, if you can come with me, I will escort you out. Okay, so Sarah, how do you feel that the negotiation has went so far?
Good, I guess.
You don't sound too convincing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. I'm not, like, unhappy with anything, but
Are you satisfied with the results so far?
so far, yeah, I think that
Okay.
it's been fine. I mean, I don't disagree really with anything. Like, I'm glad that we're not doing it by miles in the car, and we're just gonna fill the whole gas tank up.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, and it seems that we have one more issue to get to when we come
Uh-huh.
back. That Kate is having a problem with. She feels that you are leaving the car messy when she gets it. Is that something that you would admit to, or
No, I don't think so. I don't think I leave it messy.
you don't think you leave it messy?
I don't think it's anything that's worth whining about.
Okay. How, obviously, Kate is going to disagree. How would you go about maybe doing something that satisfies her that would help the situation?
I guess it depends on what she thinks is messy.
Okay, so that's something that we'll have to ask her when we come back. Do you have any other comments so far?
No.
Okay, so at this time, I'm gonna go and get Kate, and then we're gonna switch.
Okay.
Sarah, if you could come with me, please. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, how do you feel that the negotiation has went so far?
Good.
Good. So, are you satisfied with the outcomes that we've established so far?
Mhm.
Okay. And I understand that another issue that you were having was that Sarah was leaving the car a little messy for you,
Yeah.
for your liking. How so? Can you explain on that a little bit?
She's leaving her gum wrappers and her fast food bags and sometimes her drinks in the car. She leaves water bottles all over.
are these things that it's, like how frequent does this happen? Does it,
Pretty often. Probably not every time, but maybe every other time.
okay, and, do you have any possible solutions that you would want to discuss with her?
That she takes out her trash out of the car.
Okay. Okay, so how would you, when she comes back, how would you want to propose that to her?
Just tell her, take out your trash when you get out of the car.
Okay. At this time, I'm gonna go retrieve Sarah, and we will be back shortly.
Okay.
Okay, welcome back. Let's start with Kate. I want you to just talk a little bit about to Sarah about the issue with the car being dirty to her.
She leaves her gum wrappers and sometimes her drinks and her fast food bags that she'll eat in the car or something, and then she leaves it in the car.
And why is this a problem for you?
It's embarrassing when I want to have friends in the car, and there's
Why
trash
is it
all over.
embarrassing?
There's trash all over the backseat of my car.
Okay. How do you react to it?
I don't think there's as much. I don't think it's as bad as she makes it seem out to be.
Okay.
I think she's being a little drama queen.
Okay, so Kate, how would you, like, do you have any suggestions as to how Sarah could fix?
She can take her garbage out when she leaves the car, or just not eat in the car.
I'm not gonna not eat in the car.
And then you better start taking your trash out.
Okay, Sarah, is that something that would be something easy for you to do to
Yeah, that's fine.
help with the issue?
But what happens if she doesn't?
What would you want to happen?
She should get penalized.
How?
How so?
Not being able to drive her car, because then what's going to stop?
Do you agree with that, Sarah?
No.
How so? What would you want to see change?
I mean, I don't think that that's fair. Like, if I accidentally leave my water bottle in the cup holder, I don't think I
But
should
it's
be
not-
penalized.
But if you're trying to work on taking your garbage out, and that happens, obviously you're not trying.
What if I forget? Oops.
You shouldn't forget if you're trying to work on something.
Okay, so, do you have anything?
Well, what about your garbage?
I don't leave garbage in the car.
Okay, like, very simple. Just clean it out.
You clean your stuff out.
Fine. As long as you clean yours out,
But what happens if you leave it?
then then each other will be punished, but you don't get to blame your crap on me.
I'm not blaming anything on you. I clean my stuff out. It's all your garbage.
Oh, okay.
So how, so how are you guys gonna, stick to just simply saying, let's clean it out? What happens when you guys have friends in the car or something like that?
It's just gonna get cleaned out. I don't think there's any way to stick to it. It's just the way it is.
Now, are you guys gonna, a possible solution would be to just to clean it out after each time you drive, or maybe
Right. Yes. Yep.
you could either
When you
do
get out of the car, you take your stuff with you.
And if you forget it, it goes in the garbage.
Okay, do you guys have any other issues or comments at this time?
Nope. Nope.
No? Okay, so I am going to, I'm gonna write down just what we have discussed, and I'm gonna have to have you guys sign this as a binding agreement.
Okay.
So just to review, the issue with the gas is you're just gonna fill it up every time, so the tank stays full. And also for whoever eats on during the weekend, during the weekends, Sarah, is my understanding that you will have it on Monday and Wednesday, and Kate on Tuesday and Thursday, and you guys will help each other out when you need to go places. And then Friday is open for whoever needs it, and then Saturday and Sunday you guys just alternate.
Yeah.
Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, you guys alternate days and weekends. Okay. And as for the messy car, you guys are just gonna clean it out every time you get out of the car.
Yes.
Okay. So that way you leave it for the next person to clean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you. You don't actually need to sign that.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, we're gonna cut that part out.